Now, chat. I missed y'all boys. Hey, shit. I was gonna say something, but then I realized I ain't had nothing to say. Anyway, look. I love y'all. We're gonna go ahead and get straight to it. The hunt for the man who outran every cop. I think this is Ghost Rider. We already made a video about Ghost Rider, but this is more so like a different kind of video. So with that being said, if y'all like Ghost Rider, y'all fuck with Ghost Rider, let's go ahead and watch this one.
For years, a masked figure on a turbocharged Hayabusa terrorized Sweden.
By the way, I just figured out that the Hayabusa is in GTA. Or, my nigga, I got one. I ain't gonna lie, I got the motorcycle. It's hard to pop a wheelie on it though. So I'm trying to figure out how the hell he was popping wheelies on it. Word.
Swedish highways at speeds over 300 kilometers per hour. The Ghost Rider became an underground legend, selling millions of DVDs while police formed entire task forces to catch him. They never did, and for 2 decades, his identity remained one of motorsport's best-kept secrets. He was the same man who holds the Guinness World Record for the fastest wheelie ever recorded, 191 miles per hour, set in 1999 and still unbroken 26 years later. The record that made him famous was just the beginning. What he did next turned him into the most wanted street racer in European history. But here's what makes Patrick's story different from every other illegal street racing documentary you've seen. He's still free. While dozens of copycats sit in prison cells across Europe, the original Ghost Rider has never spent a single day behind bars. And that's not luck, it's calculation.
Yeah, calculation. So basically, shit, why the hell I was finna talk to you like I knew what the hell he did? Okay, Ghost Rider popping up, cool as fuck and shit. That nigga cool as fuck. Bro.
Let's start with the bikes, because nothing makes sense without understanding what Patrick was actually riding. In his most famous videos, he's on a turbocharged Suzuki Hayabusa doing 499 horsepower. To understand how insane that is, you need to know what a turbocharger actually does. Here's the simple version. Your engine burns fuel to make power, but burning fuel requires oxygen from the air. A normal engine just sucks in whatever air comes through the intake. A turbocharged engine forces extra air into the engine under pressure, which means you can burn more fuel, which means you make more power. Way more power. Think of it like this. If you're blowing gently on campfire coals, you get a small flame. Blow hard and you get a big flame. A turbocharger is like having an industrial fan aimed at your campfire. Same wood, way bigger flame. A stock Suzuki Hayabusa does about 197 horsepower from the factory. Patrick's turbocharged version did 499 horsepower. That's 2.5 times more power from the same size engine. But you can't just bolt a turbocharger onto a normal motorcycle engine and expect it to survive. The factory parts will literally explode from the extra pressure and heat. So Patrick rebuilt the entire engine with forged pistons that can handle extreme temperatures, reinforced connecting rods that won't snap under stress, and a precision-balanced crankshaft. The fuel system had to be completely replaced. More air means more fuel, or the engine runs too lean and melts pistons. Custom fuel injectors spray more gasoline, and a computer delivers the exact right amount at every throttle position. Then there's heat. Compressed air gets hot, and hot air is less dense, which means less oxygen. Turbocharged bikes use intercoolers, basically radiators that cool the compressed air before it enters the engine. Cooler air means more oxygen, which means more power. The chassis needed upgrades too. Racing suspension to keep the bike stable at extreme speeds. Extended swing arms so the bike doesn't flip backward under acceleration. Racing brakes because trying to stop...
Wait, just real quick. That's how it is in GTA. The bike itself is like long, so that bitch just don't. Yeah, you feel me, bro. But yeah, 400 fucking horsepower. That sounds crazy as hell.
350 kilometers per hour with normal brakes would cause the brake fluid to boil and you'd lose all braking. Building one of these costs 30,000 to 50,000 euros in parts and labor.
Hey, somebody translate that to US dollars.
not counting the base motorcycle. They require constant maintenance because every component operates at its absolute limit. Most people who try building turbocharged bikes end up with garage ornaments that don't run properly, or they crash within months. Patrick built multiple machines over 2 decades and rode all of them at their limits without ever having a catastrophic mechanical failure caught on camera. Compare this to modern street racers.
Is that an Aventador? Fuck.
Riding stock bikes doing 200 horsepower or bikes with basic modifications. Patrick was riding machines that required months of custom engineering work, machines that physically shouldn't exist outside professional race teams. Now let's talk about why Patrick never went to prison despite filming himself breaking laws for over 2 decades. Most people think it's because he was too fast for the police to catch. That's wrong. What protected Patrick was Swedish traffic law and how precisely he exploited it. Here's the critical detail. In Sweden, during the early 2000s, prosecutors needed to prove beyond a reasonable doubt who was operating the vehicle during traffic violations. Video evidence alone wasn't enough unless it clearly showed the operator's face or the vehicle's license plate. This differs from other countries. In the United States, if police identify your vehicle through the license plate, they can issue citations even without seeing your face. The registered owner is presumed to be the driver. Germany.
Wait, so what I just heard is even if the car isn't yours, if this car was previously in illegal activity, let's just say this car ran a red light one day, the very next day, even if that person isn't in the car, if you're driving his car and it's the same license plate, this nigga can issue a ticket for something that he saw yesterday. Did I hear that right?
Has similar laws. Sweden required definitive identification, not presumption, definitive proof. Patrick's entire filming strategy exploited this requirement. Full face helmet with a dark visor so no facial features were ever visible. All black riding gear with no logos or unique markings. The license plate was either removed or positioned where cameras couldn't capture it clearly. Every video shot from the rider's perspective. You could watch hours of Ghost Rider footage and never see his face while riding, never see a clear license plate, never see anything that definitively proves who was on that motorcycle at that specific moment. Police knew it was him. Motorcycle journalists knew it was him. Everyone knew it was him. But knowing and proving in court are completely different things. In 2006, Swedish authorities formed a dedicated task force to catch Ghost Rider. They analyzed every frame looking for identifying details. They tracked black Hayabusa sales across Scandinavia.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit pretty. This bike is pretty, chat. Y'all see this? Look. Pay attention.
They monitored motorcycle forums. Nothing worked. Patrick distributed DVDs through his own shop with his name on the packaging, and they still couldn't build a prosecutable case. Compare this to how modern street racers get caught. Antonio Ginestri, known as Squeeze
Man, the government though? This nigga put his government out. Squeeze Benz. Hey man, shout out Squeeze Benz, man. Hey bruh. I mean, I ain't never seen no case where he put people lives in I mean, yeah, he has been putting people's lives in danger, but I never seen him put a person's life in danger. I mean, I have seen him put people's lives in danger. Okay, let me just play the video.
Started posting New York street racing videos in late 2023. Within months, he was arrested. His mistakes were obvious. He posted from identifiable social media accounts under the squeeze.benz handle that connected to his real identity. Investigators tracked him through these accounts after he taunted police in videos. Unlike Patrick, who obscured everything, Ginestri's social media presence made him trackable even though he drove without license plates and wore a helmet. He posted so frequently in predictable patterns that police knew where to find him.
So basically Squeeze Benz wanted some money, basically. So he had to tie in his real Gmail, some tax information, so he can get paid from his YouTube videos. Little did he know, that shit was tied into his real identity. So when the police was like, oh shit, let me go to his YouTube channel, let me just do a deep dive research on who the fuck this nigga is, they found him. And on top of that, he was doing all of this crime activity in the same locations. Damn, bruh. Free squeeze bands, bro.
NYPD set up a sting operation and arrested him mid-run. Bryce Cleveland, known as Gixxer Bra, operated in California, posting wheelies and highway runs. Arrested in 2018. His critical mistake was showing his face in multiple videos while also showing his bike's unique custom paint and modifications. California Highway Patrol identified his motorcycle through those modifications, matched it to DMV registration records, executed a search warrant, and convicted him on multiple charges. The pattern is clear. Everyone who got caught made at least one of these mistakes. They showed their face while riding. They showed their license plate clearly. They posted from identifiable personal accounts. They included metadata revealing location and time. They filmed too frequently in predictable patterns. They rode bikes traceable to registered owners. Patrick made none of these mistakes, not once in over 20 years across hundreds of hours of footage. When he came back in 2022 after 11 years away, the
Ghost Rider came back after 20 years in 2022? See, I ain't know about that. Did y'all know about that? Did y'all know Ghost Rider came back 2022? Hold up, let's hold up.
Legal landscape had changed. License plate readers everywhere, traffic cameras with higher resolution, facial recognition software, metadata that can establish location and time. But Patrick adapted. Obscured plates, full-face helmets, routes, avoiding heavy camera coverage, and Swedish prosecutors still haven't charged him with anything related to Ghost Rider after all these years. Let's talk about that 1999 wheelie record, because it reveals everything about who Patrick actually...
So, police haven't tied any information that he was Ghost Rider. He just wearing the merch. Word. He just fuck it. He just wearing the merch. Oh, my bad. Word.
Really is. On April 18th, 1999, at Bruntingthorpe Proving Ground in England, Patrick Fürstenhoff balanced a turbocharged Honda Super Blackbird on its rear wheel at 191.3 miles per hour. Guinness certified it as the fastest wheelie ever recorded. That record did two critical things for him. First, it established his credibility in the motorcycle world as someone operating at an elite level. When Ghost Rider videos started appearing 3 years later showing similarly impossible riding, the community immediately suspected someone with professional abilities. The wheelie technique, the throttle control, the body positioning, everything matched what Patrick had demonstrated publicly. Second, it created legal cover. When Swedish tabloids started naming him as Ghost Rider in 2007, Patrick could point to his legitimate career as a world record holder and motorcycle mechanic. He wasn't just some criminal street racer, he was a recognized expert in motorcycle performance who happened to sell DVDs. That ambiguity, combined with Sweden's strict identification requirements, made prosecution nearly impossible. Patrick later set another wheelie record at 220 miles per hour on a 500 horsepower turbocharged Suzuki Hayabusa, which Guinness also certified. Nobody has beaten either record in over 2 decades because the skill and engineering required exist in maybe a handful of people worldwide. And so who is this guy when he's not terrorizing highways? Patrick Fürstenhoff is a Swedish ex-racer and mechanic based in Stockholm. He was born June 21st, 1968, which means he was 31 years old when he set that first wheelie record in 1999, and he's 57 years old today in 2025. Patrick is widely believed to be Ghost Rider, and he was a member of the Swedish wheelie team. His background includes professional racing experience and mechanical expertise building turbocharged motorcycles. That combination of riding skill and engineering knowledge is what made the Ghost Rider operation possible. Beyond that, verified information about his personal life is limited. He's maintained privacy deliberately, never giving interviews that would force him to officially confirm his identity as Ghost Rider, never appearing on camera without protective gear, and never providing details that prosecutors could use. September 24th, 2022. After 11 years of complete silence, a video appeared on the Ghost Rider YouTube channel. Same road from the original.
So he's back. So wait, he said 2022 video from the Ghost Rider channel, because he used to have a YouTube, which he still do, I guess, which we should do some research on, came back. And I guess he's back to riding his Suzuki. Is that what it's called?
2002 run. Same black Hayabusa. Same riding style,
Busa.
except now Patrick was 54 years old, and he was still averaging over 280 kilometers per hour through traffic, still escaping police with the same precision he demonstrated 2 decades earlier. The comeback proved he hadn't lost his skills, but more importantly, it proved something else. It meant this wasn't just about legacy. The comeback was a business decision that made financial sense. 6 months later, in April 2023, a new rider appeared. Same all-black gear, same helmet setup, same riding style demonstrating professional level skills. The internet nicknamed him Junior, and the Ghost Rider brand stopped being one person and became a legacy that could continue indefinitely. The strategic value is obvious. When Patrick eventually retires, someone else continues. The brand outlives its creator. This is what separates Patrick from every other street racer. They build personal reputations. He built an institution. Swedish law has been updated since 2002. Video evidence is admissible.
That's when I was born.
Under more circumstances. Digital forensics can establish identity. So why is Patrick still getting away with it? Because he adapts faster than the system pursuing him. When traffic cameras improved, he planned routes through areas with less coverage. When license plate readers became standard, he developed methods to obscure plates that work against automated systems. When geolocation tracking became common, he started stripping metadata from uploads. The fundamental strategy hasn't changed. Deny prosecutors the specific evidence they need while creating compelling content. But the tactics evolve as technology advances. Most importantly, Patrick knows when to walk away. After retiring in 2011, he stayed completely silent for 11 years. No leaks, no rumors, complete disappearance until conditions were right to return. That discipline is what separates 23 years of operation from 8 months followed by arrest.
How did he know when it was the right time to return? And if they boosted everything, like the license plate reader, the security, the cameras, the other cameras that can follow you home, what made him? I mean, I know they just said like the reason why, but like, I need to have a talk with this nigga. What? Because what?
Ghost Rider isn't about being the fastest rider or having the most powerful bike. It's about understanding systems deeply enough to operate in the gaps between rules. Patrick understands motorcycle engineering.
And we for sure know this is Patrick, because it just sounds like rumors. But I mean, nobody else has been able to do what he has done that is legal. So if nobody else has been able to do what he has done that is legal, then it only makes sense to make it him. Interesting.
Well enough to build machines that shouldn't exist and keep them reliable at speeds that would destroy normal bikes. He understands traffic law well enough to
But ain't no police bike catching his. Look how that shit look heavy than a motherfucker. That bike look heavy than a motherfucker. Like if you lean too far to the side, you might slip. Bro. They need bigger tires.
Know exactly what evidence prosecutors need and how to deny them that evidence. And he understands when to push and when to walk away. Every street racer who watched Ghost Rider videos and thought, I can do that, missed the foundation. They saw speed and police chases.
Damn, he looked cool.
Years studying Swedish traffic law. They didn't see the engineering expertise required to build and maintain those machines. They didn't see the discipline to stay silent for 11 years when conditions weren't favorable. So they copied the surface and got arrested within months. As of December 2025, Patrick Furstenhoff is 57 years old. The Ghost Rider YouTube channel has 1.83 million subscribers. His wheelie records from 1999 and later still stand after 26 years. Swedish prosecutors still haven't charged him with anything related to decades of Ghost Rider videos. The question isn't whether he'll eventually get caught. At 57, with a legacy to protect, he'll likely retire again before conditions change enough to threaten him. The real question is whether Junior can maintain the same operational security for another 2 decades. What we're watching is a masterclass in calculated risk, executed by someone who understood both the machines and the system well enough to stay ahead of everyone chasing him for over 20 years. Patrick Furstenhoff balanced a 500 horsepower motorcycle on one wheel at 307 kilometers per hour, and set a world record that still stands 26 years later. Then he spent 2 decades proving that record wasn't a fluke. It was evidence of someone operating at a level most people can't comprehend. He built machines that shouldn't exist. He exploited legal frameworks most people don't understand. And he did it all while staying just ahead of every system designed to stop him. That's Patrick Furstenhoff, not the ghost, the man. A mechanic who turned expertise into legend and discipline into invincibility. The next video drops when you least expect it. Subscribe and stay ready.
So that wasn't even Ghost Rider. That was Patrick. Word. Yeah, word. So damn, I mean, it was Ghost Rider, but you know, it's his real name. This story was more so about his identity versus his secret identity. Yeah, do your homework on bro. This video was good. I appreciate y'all coming by, stopping by. If y'all like this video, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe. I love y'all, and we out.